My name is Matt Van Dremelen, General Manager for Final Assistance, and today I would like to explain a way to enhance your care services with minimal risk and minimal cost. First, let's look at how hospice care is done today. Traditional hospice care service provides three major areas of comfort. First, patients receive physical comfort and relief from the pain of dying, allowing the transition to be peaceful. Second, a chaplain provides spiritual peace and comfort to the patients and families. Third, your social workers help the patient and family come to grips with preparing for and finding emotional peace after the death of a loved one. These are great services. However, from the family's perspective, there's great need left unfulfilled. Imagine, if you will, that your spouse just passed away. Do you know what government agencies have to be contacted? Do you know what to do with finances, wealth transfer, and so on? Even if you do, how many of your patients' families know what to do? They are emotionally compromised, and they do not know where to turn when it comes to getting help with these difficult tasks. You have held their hand the whole way through this process, and quite frankly, they need it now more than ever. Who else can they turn to? Lawyers and financial planners will do some things, but not anywhere near everything that they need to have done. If you've ever had to deal with someone like Social Security before, at this point all you know is you never want to do that again. That is why Full Circle Care includes going the extra mile and holding the family's hands to the end of this very difficult process of losing a loved one. Let me give you a real-life example. Last July, I was able to help a young widow in a very difficult situation. Her husband was an Iraq War veteran who, due to his injuries in combat, was placed on hospice care. They had 3 very young children, and she had to quit her job in order to take care of him and the family. Eventually, he passed away. I called her the day after the husband died. Although she was appreciative of the comfort she'd received from the hospice up to that point, now her plate was overflowing. She had 0 income. Her landlord told her that she would have to move out if she couldn't pay rent, but she had nowhere to go. She was at the end of her rope, with nobody to turn to. I assured her that we would be with her every step of the way to figure this out. After a couple of hours, we had contacted all the necessary people and found all available benefits. She now had an income of about $1,700 a month, with a lump sum death benefit of over $5,000. She also had the knowledge that things had been done the right way and that there was nothing left to do financially. What a relief! The circle of care was completed. She was comforted and taken care of in this very difficult time. Now here's another way to look at this through the eyes of the patient's families. When their loved one gets placed on hospice, they go through a huge amount of pain and dread for their loved one. Then your staff comes along and does what they do. The family is then comforted because their loved one is being taken care of. Then death comes. Once again, the family experiences the pain and dread of the new worries, concerns, and tasks that must be completed, coupled with the grief of losing a loved one. This is not the last impression we want to be giving families of our hospice. That is why Final Assistance and your social workers can work together so the final impression, the lasting impression of your hospice is a positive experience of comfort. You can imagine how that lasting impression will improve the perception of your hospice in the community. So what does the last component of Full Circle Care look like? There are 4 areas of care that envelop each family. We hold their hands, protect them, and over the phone, thoroughly walk them through each task that must be done. First, we apply for continuing benefits from Social Security and the VA, as well as notify Medicare and county tax assessors. We will walk them through the next steps of wealth transfer, probate court, wills, trusts, vehicle transfer, and so forth. We will help them claim life insurance and other insurance benefits, as well as change beneficiary information. Lastly, we contact and transfer finances from pensions, retirement accounts, and bank accounts. We also set up a fraud alert for their protection. At the end of the call, we explain that there are differences between hospice companies and that your hospice is unique because you focus on full circle care. We then ask that if they have friends or family that need to be placed on hospice in the future, that they please refer them to your hospice so their loved one will experience the same level of care not available elsewhere. Let's turn from the full care of the patient to how Full Circle Care can benefit your company. Almost any business strategy book you read will emphasize as a core principle the importance of product or service differentiation in your market. Tom Peters is one of the most notable authors or consultants on this topic. Mr. Peters emphasizes 2 things. First, you must differentiate to grow. And second, the customer must understand your differentiation, which, as you know, can be very difficult in the hospice industry. Let me give you an example. A few months ago, I performed our service for a deceased patient's daughter. In about 2 hours, I was able to wrap up everything that needed to be done. Afterwards, I explained that there is a big difference in hospice companies, and reiterated that her mother's hospice was the only one in the area that provided full circle care for the patients and their families. The daughter, full of gratitude, then explained to me that she and her husband are physicians at a local hospital and refer a fair amount of patients to hospice. In the past, they have always only mentioned the hospice that was owned by the hospital where they worked. But from now on, although she would still give her hospital's hospice as an option, she would also relate her experience with the full circle hospice care and how it impacted her and her family. She, like most healthcare professionals, want to ensure their patients are well taken care of when referring services like hospice. Imagine now how you market yourself. You now offer premium care. You can clearly differentiate your services to physicians, families, and the public. Now you have a service that resonates with healthcare professionals who want the very best for their patients' referrals. You will now complete the circle from fully fulfilling patients' needs to increasing your market share. We believe that you will be impressed with our product so much that we are offering you a free, no-risk trial. Thank you for listening, and I hope to hear from you soon.